Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. As we recite the Quran and as we're in chapter of Al-Baqarah, one of the first calls to the believers that we'll see and we'll read is when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us, Ya ayyuha alladhina amanu la taqulu ra'ina wa qulu unzurna. Is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala teaching the companions and teaching them how to deal with the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam, which term to use when calling upon him, and to not use the term ra'ina, heard us, but rather to say tend to us. And although this was meant for the companions radiallahu anhum, there's a verse that is meant for them and for us as well by extension. And it's when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Ya ayyuha alladhina amanu la tarfa'u aswatakum fawqa sawti nabi. O you those who believe, do not raise your voices above the voice of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And at the end of this verse, he tells us that the cause, or if we do raise our voices above the voice of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that our actions will be void and null. Subhanallah. This was practical for the companions radiallahu anhum because they lived next to him, they interacted with him. But for us, the way that we need to look at this is when we hear the hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when someone comes to us with the narration of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when we're in a lecture and we hear the words of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam about to be mentioned, we listen attentively and we don't raise our voices over his voice. And secondly is when we hear his name sallallahu alaihi wasallam, is we send salutations upon him sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We need to revere him while he's passed away, just like the companions revered him when he was alive sallallahu alaihi wasallam. For he told us, the stingy person is the person that I am mentioned in front of him and does not send salutations upon me. So you those who believe, send salutations upon your beloved sallallahu alaihi wa alihi.